Patulous eustachian tube. First, let us say in short about eustachian tube. If you see the structure of the ear can be divided into three parts: external ear, middle ear and inner ear. The middle ear, for the normal function of the middle ear, you require air there. So the air comes from the nose, from behind the nose where you have a small opening, and this from through here air enters the tube which connects the nose and the ear, which is called as the eustachian tube, and it reaches the middle ear. So the eustachian tube is a tube which connects the nasopharynx, the area behind the nose, to the middle ear. Normally, this tube is closed. It opens only during swallowing. A normal person, he swallows 800 times per day. That means 1 per minute during the awake state, and during the meals, breakfast, lunch and night, dinner time, they swallow more. Normally once per minute, and during sleep 3 times per hour. So if you calculate, it will be 800 times per day. So the eustachian tube, it opens 800 times per day. Other than that, during sneezing and yawning. So this eustachian tube has got 3 functions. One is ventilation. Air passes through the eustachian tube and reaches the middle ear. That is one. Second function is any problem in the nasopharynx, like any sound energy being transmitted, excess of sound there, or maybe like any infection, bacterial, viral allergy of any sort. It doesn't allow that to reach the middle ear. It protects the middle ear. Third, if there is already an infection in the middle ear and there is fluid collection, it drains. That fluid collection is drained through the eustachian tube into the nasopharynx. So drainage. These are the 3 important functions. So like how I mentioned, it is kept closed but opens during swallowing. In this condition, in patulous eustachian tube, for the reasons which I am going to mention, the eustachian tube is always patent, always kept open. The reasons being, first let us classify that. The patulous eustachian tube, you have 2 types. One is a serious type, where it is always open, the patent is always patent, or the less severe type, which is called the semi-patulous type, where it is not patent always, but during exercise time it opens up. Slight exertion, it opens up. These are the 2 types of patulous eustachian tube. Now, the cause for this, the main cause for this is weight loss. So in weight loss, what happens is the tissue which is surrounding the eustachian tube, there is fluid collection usually and fat also. This decreases. The fluid, the extracellular fluid is less and resulting in decrease in fat also. This is because of sudden weight loss, which can be because of exercise, because of severe dieting, or whatever the causes, or can be disease related. So because of that, you have patulous eustachian tube. Other than that, you can have in patients you are taking oral contraceptives, and especially so there is a condition called atrophic rhinitis, where all the normal structure of the nose becomes smaller in size. Even in that case, you have secondary changes in the eustachian tube. There also you may get like this. Now, coming to the complaints of the patient, they say they have a feeling of ear being blocked. That is one. And the most important complaint will be, they say when they speak, when they talk, they can hear their own voice more, which is called as autophony. But they cannot hear what the others talk, that is hearing loss. And another important complaint is, whenever they breathe in and breathe out, when the normal respiration, their own respiration, they are able to hear it. So these are the normal complaints. So on examination of the ear, when you see the eardrum will be normal. But when you ask the patient to breathe in and breathe out, you can synchronous movement of the tympanic membrane will be seen, which is not seen normally. Other than that, when you ask the patient, when you have when you do a small test, like with the stethoscope, we'll remove this part and only the tube will keep inside, and we'll ask the patient to breathe in and breathe out. This part will be inside the patient ear canal. When you ask the patient to breathe in and breathe out, the breathing sound can be clearly seen. Normally it is not seen. All the sound from the nasopharynx is transmitted through the patent eustachian tube into the ear. That is also a finding which is very suggestive that the patient has got patulous eustachian tube. Now coming to the investigation, we will do a Puterton audiometry. Along with that, the most important being we will do a tympanometry. And the advanced technique for that, we have a tubomanometry, which is very diagnostic, but this is in India, maybe it's seen in very big hospitals. Tympanometry, it's seen in almost all the hospitals. So this will be more than enough for diagnosis. And clinical diagnosis, much more than enough. Coming to the treatment part. So reassurance and counseling will be more than enough, and just to reassure the patient doesn't have a major problem, and this is because of the sudden weight loss, he lost so much, and we'll explain the reasons for that. And if they can gain a little weight, that will be a little more comfortable, and reassurance and counseling will take care of it, and 90% of the patients will be happy with that. So we can try estrogen nasal drops or oral intake of saturated potassium iodide. How much it is going to work, I don't know, but all these have been tried. The surgical techniques, we have 2-3 surgical techniques. So what happens is, whatever air is there in the nasopharynx, because of the patent eustachian tube, through the eustachian tube it reaches the middle ear, and the eardrum is intact, so it moves a lot. So because of that, the patient has got a problem. All these complaints. So if you make a small opening in the eardrum and put a grommet, so that what all air comes into the middle ear through the eustachian tube, through this grommet or the tube it goes out. So all his problems or complaints can be solved. But this tube is not going to last long, and it has got its own complications. Another option is, because the tube is very patent, we can plug in the tube. In this picture, I have shown both grommet and the eustachian tube being plugged in. We do only one. Now, another option is, through a nasal endoscope, when you see the opening, the opening in the nasopharynx, the opening of the eustachian tube, we can inject Teflon or any implant around that nasopharyngeal opening. We can decrease the size of that opening, and we can make it less patent, so that we can control his complaints. So these are the different surgical techniques also. So this is about patulous eustachian tube.